And getting into the final conversation this hour. And even as we do, we're going to be talking about things around a marathon, but beyond that, the ecosystem around a marathon that we all know about. And we will want to know more things around what empowerment initiatives are around this for now. And 3 women join us in the studio this morning. As we get into these things and have this conversation, let's get into it. The Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon is one that has been around for a decade plus. And we've been having this conversation around this time every year as we get into it. But let's start to pick away at that. Joyce Kibe is the head of brand and corporate affairs with Standard Chartered and joins us in the room this morning. Good morning, Joyce.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Good to have you in the room today. And just not the marathon, but there are things around the marathon that we talk about. We talk about health, we talk about wellness, we talk about physiological strength and such. Elizabeth Mwangi is the founder for Gwiji Women. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am fine. I love the singing voice. Just definitely remind us about how we should be up and at 'em every morning. Betty Kariakim is a physiotherapist, and sports and wellness is also a lot of stuff they're into. Good morning.
Good morning.
Karibu sana.
Asante, thank you.
Welcome to the hot seat of the Situation Room. We're going to be dealing with a number of things this morning, so good to have you here. And even as we get into things, we want to settle you into the room. And so Ndu and Jerry with you now as we have this conversation. It's the first time, I think, in forever that there have been only women in this room.
That's amazing. Really amazing.
It's the first time that has ever happened, actually, I think. But okay, so let's see how we can continue with this conversation this morning. So we'll start with today's proverb. We'll tell you where that's from, and we would love to get your interpretation of it across board, right? Our proverb this week comes from Egypt, one of the oldest civilizations in the world. They did some fantastic things. Some of the most famous warrior women came out of this civilization. You know her as Nefertiti. She was one of the only with female leaders at that time. Wow. It's interesting. But this is the proverb for today. And as we talk about it, I would love to get your interpretation of it and just hear what you think in terms of what they were saying and how you can liken it to a proverb that you may have heard before, or how you would put that into context in today's world, right? So the Egyptians said at some time, as they were, again, warriors and thinking about when they fought and how they fought, this is what the Egyptian says, and this is what we pick up today. The mouth of a man is in his sword. The mouth of a man is in his sword. Start with you, Joyce.
The mouth of a man is in his sword. That's where the power lies, in his sword. That's what I think it is. So everything is manifested in his sword. That's what I think it means.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Elizabeth?
For me, I feel like when you say the what? Come again?
The mouth of a man is in his sword.
Yes, I feel like saying the strength of a man is in what he has that he can be able to use to get to the next level. So I feel like in what it means basically for us is what you're able to do is we can be able to do great things by using what we have with us at the moment. So that's what I feel. And I also feel that for us, even for example, for me as in business, I use the knowledge I have to be able to empower others. So that's how I relate to that proverb.
Okay. Yeah. And what about you, Betty?
Actually, I believe that when you say the mouth of a man is in his sword. Yes, I believe that we have everything that it takes to be successful and to make everything come to life. Yes.
We have everything that it takes. Okay, interesting.
We have everything that it takes. That's the sword
Indeed.
that we have in us.
It's great. I love how the human mind works, because then what you think makes sense to you and you're able to see meaning in the definition or the description that comes from somebody else. All right, Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon has been taking place for years and has been looking at the impact, not just people coming together on a particular day running, but what it does for lives after And we're just going to get into the conversations and the ecosystems around the marathon and the different ways in which lives have been. The future, and we're going to look into future makers and what all of this is about and what impact it has. So, this marathon this year, for some reason, and you'll tell us what that is, there seems to be some greater focus on women either participating and then being benefactors of the proceeds from this. Why is it such a big issue at this time and in Kenya today?
Okay. Thank you very much for your question. So we've been running the marathon for the last 22 years. This is going to be our 22nd edition, and we're going to have the marathon on the 26th of October. If I can just give you some of the statistics, we get about 48 to 49% of women participants registering for the marathon. And one of the things we do is we charge you a registration fee of about 2,500. Where does this money go? It goes to future makers. So this is one of our initiatives where we help young people, especially the youth, people with disabilities, and especially women to learn and grow. So that's why we have this emphasis around it. And we've been doing various initiatives where we are helping them through employability, entrepreneurship, as well as education. I want to focus on, say, two programs that we've had around future makers through our program. And this is where your registration money goes. One is a gold program where we've been helping young teenagers to be able to have skills in terms of mentoring, know how to run businesses, for example, bookkeeping, and also get access to finance. We also have another program called Women in Tech. And Women in Tech is where we have startups who come in, especially tech-led businesses, and they're able to start their businesses. We give them skills in terms of mentoring, and they're able to scale up. To date, we've been able to support about 77 businesses. And that's why Elizabeth is here, and she'll be talking about it because she's one of the beneficiaries. And we've given them a total of 50 million shillings to start their businesses. So you can see what the marathon does. It does impact women. One, by coming to participate at the marathon, and also impacting generations because of the businesses that they are able to run.
Okay, so what opportunities can women who participate or the beneficiaries gain after participating in the Nairobi Marathon?
Okay, that's a great question. Number one, we have colleagues who come for the marathon. We have participants who also register for the marathon. And then we have very many volunteers who come in for the marathon. As I said, one of the things is the registration money is going to help future makers, and they're able to learn and grow. So one of the things is the many businesses that we are able to set up. We have very many programs. We have Goal. We have 7 employability programs running in universities across Kenya, as well as Women in Tech. For example, we've run Women in Tech for the last 8 years. We're now on our 8th cohort. It's at Strathmore University, and every year we get 7 beneficiaries. So you can see, by just participating at the marathon, you're able to get these skills and able to grow your businesses, or even get some access to finance. And that's what the marathon does. One more point about the marathon as well. All of us, I started maybe with 2 kilometers, moved to 5 kilometers, 10, then 21 kilometers. It's a marathon. You learn wellness, you train. Today I ran, I was running because I had to come here. But before I came here, I did my morning run. And that's because I want to make sure that my mental wellness is top notch. And that's what Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon is all about.
Okay, so even as we look at the ecosystems around the marathon, it's not just coming out on a Saturday and running, that there are things that happen beyond that. So we started hearing about future makers, a while ago when the marathon started, rather, well into the marathon, we started hearing about future makers.
Right.
You are a beneficiary of that, Elizabeth, and now you formed Gwiji Women, Gwiji for Women.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and what what it is all about.
Yes, so I'm the founder of Gwiji for Women, which is a tech startup which empowers women from the urban informal settlements, or what most people call the slums. And we work specifically with Mama Fuas. I'm not sure if everybody is aware of what Mama Fua is, but as you walk or even as you drive around Nairobi, you normally see this group of women that sit outside our residential estates waiting for an opportunity for somebody to give them work for that day, to be able to earn some money and take back home to their children. So these are the women that we empower at Gwiji for Women. So actually Gwiji is a Swahili word that means the best. So we help the Mama Fuas to become the best at their work. So how we do that is we help them overcome barriers. You know, there are barriers that prevent them from excelling this work. So for example, I'll give one. Most clients have problem trusting some of them. They feel like if I invite them to my home, maybe I'm scared something might be stolen. So what we do at Gwiji is we vet them so that, you know, if you're getting a cleaner from Gwiji, it's somebody you can trust. We also train them because most of them have not been trained in the work they do. So we train them so that they can become more confident. And in terms of clients are able to get the value that they want out of them. And lastly, we are taking them off the streets and into the tech space. We have a mobile application which is available on both Google Play Store and App Store. So where clients are able to place their orders, and the cleaners, instead of sitting outside at the comfort of their home, they are able to get decent work. They're able to earn from 1,000 per day working on the platform. So this is a lot of money that enables them to better provide for their children. Like, as they work on the platform, they report that putting food on the table is no longer an issue. Keeping their children in school is no longer an issue. So that's what we do at Gwiji. As Joyce said, I'm a beneficiary of the Women in Tech program. I was actually part of last year's cohort, the 7th cohort. And the program really opened doors for me.
Did you run the marathon?
I've run in previous years. Last year, actually, they gave me the platform to be able to exhibit and also talk to people about my program, and I got a few customers out of it. So the program has really supported me in so many ways. But even before Gwiji had participated in the marathon, but I was surprised to know that Kenyans, whatever is gotten from the marathon is empowering women like me. And since I discovered that, I feel like Kenyans are rooting for me to succeed in my business. They are really supporting other businesses like mine, and that gives me the drive to also empower other women, because I know if Kenyans are investing in businesses like mine, they also expect something in return. And for me, I feel like empowering more women in the society is my way also giving back to Kenyans who are supporting me in my business.
Right. So tell us about, it's clear we have an impact story of the future makers. So the money that you give into the tournament, rather into the marathon, it's going towards programs like this. Tell us some of the impacts that you've seen from the Future Makers program as a result of the marathon.
Okay. Women in Tech, being one of our flagship programs, has benefited about 70 women startup programs. We've raised about 35 million shillings and given benefits. So one of the things Elizabeth maybe did not mention, we gave her, say, 1.2 million shillings from that cohort. She was a beneficiary. And one of the things we do, we make sure that these women, not only do you get the skills and the mentoring, you also have access to an alumni after the marathon. We want to give you a topic such as ESG, bookkeeping. Everyone is given an opportunity to, things that you'd not imagine. For example, access to finance. How do I apply for a bank loan and I'm able to succeed in doing that? So that's one of the programs. I mentioned a program called Gold Girls. Gold Girls is a program that we ran. It's run globally across Standard Chartered, again, from Future Makers. So the proceeds, again, from the 2,500 registration fee that everyone contributes towards the marathon, is to support teenagers. And for here, teenagers, we want them to become street smart. As you face the society, what do you do? How do you do the basic things, let's say like bookkeeping, sewing, you name it? We want our girls to be well equipped, and then we give them mentoring services. And then the other one is all about employability in universities. So we have this program and a curricula for the universities that you may be, let's say, a third year or a fourth year. You're about to get into the job market. But how do you get to the job market? You have to have a good CV. Is it a 5-page CV? Of course not, because you don't have all the experience. Yeah, probably. So we teach you how to to have a good CV, and then how do you interview properly. So equipping you with the right skills. Those are some of the programs or the impact that we've had, and we can demonstrate it. So just making sure that, one, we give women, people with disabilities, and the youth access to finance, education, as well as mentoring. There's another impact as well, and this is through making sure that people take care of their well-being. So as I said, in the marathon we have elites, of course. The elites are few, maybe 250, 300 who register for the marathon. Then we have recreational runners. Betty is one of the recreational runners, and she'll be telling us her story. And then we also have families who just want to run, because it's a fun day. And some of them have started, not some of them, I know everyone has started training, whether you're doing 5 kilometers, and most of them come with their whole family, and you can walk, run, and have fun while you're at it. And there's some who also come and do 10 kilometers, 21. What I've seen with the marathon in the last 22 years is every year someone graduates. If I do 5, next year I may be doing 10, next year I may be doing 21, and some do even 42. We've seen runners in Kenya, or even from our marathon, graduating to world-class marathons outside Kenya, as well as signing for the world majors. So I'd say the marathon has a huge impact, and to beneficiaries, and also to the economy. Very many people come to the marathon. Impact last year was to the tune of around 340 million shillings. That is what we did in terms of impacting the economy with the marathon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this year, what message do you have to the participants of this year?
Okay. So one, I would like everyone to come participate for the marathon. Please register. Just know whatever you're doing, when you pay that 2,500 shillings, you're going to impact someone's life. As we said, you can see everyone here, from Elizabeth's story, to the teenagers, to the people with disabilities, to the youth. There's a story, and your contribution will make a difference to someone's life. So please register for the marathon and make a difference, and just know that every step you take during that run is going to empower someone else.
Okay. And so for you, Betty, just you participated in the marathon. You do so, when they say recreationally, but you also then run a wellness and physiotherapy clinic. Excuse me. So how did you prepare for the marathon? Usually you think, okay, I'm going to register for the marathon, then I'm going to show up and run, and then, okay, things may turn out differently. How did you prepare, and how do you encourage folks to prepare?
Actually, I'm a physiotherapist, but our clinic, most of our clients are more of recreational runners. We see the athletes, professional athletes, but the majority of the clients are the recreational runners. So out of influence, when you see those clients, they tell you their problems, you're curious. So at first I volunteered as a physiotherapist, but I never volunteered as a physiotherapist. I stood on the along the road to support people with water, but I was very tired and was like, I never do this again. I'd rather be the person being supported. So in 2023 I tried the half marathon, but despite being a physiotherapist, I never put in the work of preparation of the marathon, and I really suffered. I swear I'll never do it again. And again, 2024, I signed up for the half marathon again, but with the goal of beating my time for 2023, so that at least I can have I can brag about the good time that or the time improvement. But actually, the lesson that I learned from the previous year of the marathon is what I now sharpened. I did more training. I worked with a coach. I worked with. I did more physio. I could learn. I could see whatever I see with people suffering with. I could avoid the problems that we face with running when you're not prepared. And not this time around, I was more intentional. Yes. So it is just growth. And actually, the training is a little bit brutal, but the reward is so rewarding that you feel like you need to upgrade to do another one. Yes, actually that's what I usually say. out of curiosity, I got myself doing a half marathon. And by accident, I found myself training for a full marathon.
Okay, so the full marathon is what you're going to do this year?
This year, I'm going to do the full marathon.
Wow.
I'm going to participate in a full marathon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you encourage folks to get ready for the marathon?
Preparation, it has to be holistic. You have to work with a physiotherapist, you have to work with a coach, you have to work with a nutritionist, and you have to have a community that helps you do the practice and training. That's why you have many clubs. Shout out to my club, Brand Fit. So that's why we have many clubs that bring you, and they just help you get better. Because by the end of the day, in all sports, most of the warm-up is running. So, and this for the marathon is not only it's not only done by the people who run. It's done by people who work out, people who play other games like football, like tennis. They all come together and do the marathon. So the preparation is what matters.
Okay.
Physio, having a coach to train you, and having a club that supports you so that it can motivate you. Yes.
All right. So, let's look into it, Joyce. Just coming back to you, as we said, we're coming off from the break. When we look at the marathon and all the ecosystems and everything around it, there are certain things now that folks are saying, okay, well, it's just in Nairobi. Folks who are not in Nairobi maybe either have to travel to Nairobi, but we also know that in previous years we could actually run in Mombasa, run in Kisumu. Is that the same thing this year?
Okay, cool. So this year we're going to have a big warm-up race in October 19th. It's going to be happening in Mombasa. So that's a pre-marathon race. And if you're not able to come to Nairobi for the main marathon on the 26th, you're more than welcome to Mombasa. We'll be giving out medals, and we plan to have a really great experience. So that's what we'll do. We'll also have it in Nairobi on the 26th October. So 2 centers, Nairobi and Mombasa this year. Yes, dates 19th as well as 26th.
And does it all count to the main marathon?
Yes, it does. It does count. The main marathon is on Sunday. We always have it the last Sunday of October. So 26th of October. Please be there on time. It will be an interesting, exciting experience. Yes.
Every year for the marathon, there's a different theme. Although it goes towards the future makers, there's a theme. Like this one, obviously, the emphasis is around women.
Yes.
How have we seen, and even as we now segue to Elizabeth, how have we seen that, or how do we hope to see that from the proceeds of this, that it will impact and affect the lives of women and the different things that they do?
So the first thing I can say we see is, when we look at the numbers, we look at how many women are joining the races, and if they're joining the races, which races do they want to participate in? I can say 10 kilometers and 5 kilometers is where most women want to play. And what we've done is we've put in programs, training programs with various coaches, whereby we encourage people to sign up and start training for the marathons. And we've seen a surge, especially from recreational runners, running clubs, joining these training programs to be ready. And then you see more and more women registering for it, training from either 5, 10, 21 or a full marathon. That's one of the things that we are seeing coming through. And I think by putting these things in place, we are getting the numbers to come up higher, to rise. The second thing is also telling the story about where we're taking all this money, and it's through future makers. We're always showcasing all our programs. There's something we do every year, which is our sustainability report, launching the sustainability impact report, and it's just showcasing what are the sustainable programs that we're doing across Standard Chartered, be it in our operations, be it in our business, as well as our communities. So one of the things I can say is we have very many programs. We have, for example, with vendors, we do promote women-owned vendors to participate with Standard Chartered. And then secondly, the community programs like Future Makers, what we're doing, we're encouraging the women. So impact is felt all around within the marathon, and we continue to do that as Standard Chartered. Yeah.
So Elizabeth, how do you feel knowing that this program that you joined, bearing in mind the impact that it has given to you, and in that same line, what would you tell to a businesswoman who is out there who wants to start a business, and you want to inform them how you joined the program, how it has impacted you, and how you look at the future of your business?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So for me, the program has been a game changer for me because, my background is not in business or in tech. Actually, I'm an architect by profession, but I happen to be in a different field. It's not just me. Even most of the people that I graduated with are working in a different field from what they studied in school, and you find that there are so many challenges. For me, even before I joined the program, I was feeling stuck. I wasn't so confident because I'm in a different field. I was always doubting myself. So the program really gave me the confidence that I needed, that I'm on the right path, I'm doing things in the right way. And one of the things that I learned from the program that has really helped us to take the next step in our business was the idea that we need to diversify. It's not something that I knew at that point, but in business I was feeling like we are stuck. There's something we need to know, but I don't know what that we need to do to take the next step, but I wasn't sure what that was. So when I joined the program, I was told that we need to diversify because we used to just have Mama Fua, which is you place an order and you get a vetted and trained cleaner, the same way you do with an Uber, and that's it. But it was limiting in terms of how many women you could take on, because it's only one thing that we are doing, and a lot of women wanted to join us. So we were able to diversify where we have a variety of services, but still in the cleaning sector. So for example, we are working with the Airbnb customers who hire these women on permanent basis. So what this does for us as a business, it helps us to take on more women. In terms of these women, it gives them consistency in their work. So imagine you've moved from doing like on demand to having like a permanent position where you're earning a higher income. You're able to plan your income, and with this we are finding that most of these women are able even to save some of their surplus income. We have a few of our women who have actually transitioned from Gwiji to starting their own small businesses, and I would say this is because of the program. I didn't just get the business skills that I was lacking, I also got some funding. So with that I was able to launch a new app with all these new services, where now as a business we're able now to increase our revenue almost 2 times what we were making before. In terms of customers, we are giving them more value, because previously somebody would say, I don't need a Mama Fua, maybe I have a house girl, but you have a carpet, you need it cleaned. So that's where Gwiji comes in. So we are getting more referrals, and it has really taken us to the next level. And on a personal level, as a business lady, as a young lady who has faced so many challenges, I felt it helped me overcome a lot of barriers that I had. So to other women out there, if you want to start a business, or you're already in business and you're struggling, especially like right now, where times are very hard for many people, I would say don't be afraid to say that you're struggling, and at the same time look for networks. For me, I knew I needed somebody to take me to the next level, and that's why I looked for this program. And once I got in, I took full advantage to be able to take the lessons that I needed to take my business to the next level. So I'll tell all women who are watching me, if you're struggling, don't think it's only you. That's very normal in business, so ask for help. And I just say, like they say in the Bible, I'm a Christian, like knock and the door will be opened for you. Seek for networks like women in tech that can be able to take you to the next level. Okay.
So, but even as you helping people get prepared, we're looking at the physical part of it. Yeah. Is it possible to think, okay, well, we could have the thought that, okay, I'm not doing too badly off, maybe walking every now and then. Must you actually run the thing in preparation for the segment that you want to run in or participate in? No,
everyone has their ability. Some of us will run with a goal of having a particular certain. We are running to beat our PB. You'll hear most of us want to run under 2 hours. Some people want to do under 150. But when I usually advise the people who start running, it's good to walk. You can run. Yes. What matters is the preparation and how you're going to avoid having injuries. Yeah. The preparation before the marathon, during the marathon, and after the marathon is what matters most of the time. Okay, and what is that? What is the preparation before, during, and after? Before the marathon, you have to do lots of training so that you can avoid injuries. So it's prevention of injuries fully. So you have to do physiotherapy. We advise you on how you're going to carry. We see you and advise you how you're going to do your marathon, how you're going to start it, how you're going to hydrate, to make use of the water points that the marathon team has put it for you. Make sure that you have done physio during the training. The training program takes a little bit. It can be 12 weeks, but it always depends on what the distance that you are taking. We advise you on how you're going to start, the paces that you're going to do. If you're walking, we advise you on the shoes you're supposed to wear. We refer you to the experts who have running shoes. We refer you to nutritionists who are going to advise you if you're supposed to take something, because some people are diabetic. They advise you on the food that you're supposed to take during or before. We advise you on what precautions to have, especially if you feel a muscle pull or anything. We advise you a lot. We treat you. We make sure that we give you the confidence as you show up in that marathon. You are going to be taken care of. Because the marathon team has already put many measures around. They have an ambulance, they have the support team, they have physios on the road. Yes. And there's also the cheering squad to keep you going. Yes, that's the most important thing.
Okay. And, okay. And then what about after?
After the marathon,
people don't show up at work on Monday morning because they say, I ran the marathon.
No. There's always a tent for first aid in the grounds or in the stadium. So we take care of you. But if we see that you have an injury, we always refer you. We always refer you to a physio, and that's where I come in.
And what about recovery? Even just recovery from running this thing, it's not. You may not be injured, but you spent some time,
Yeah, the stretches.
Yeah.
We do stretches on you. But we also advise you on how you're going to do stretches at home, just in case you have you're feeling so much pain. That's where we have ice baths. We advise you on what you can do immediately after the marathon. If you have too much pain, we advise you on the stretches to take. And if it's you need to be referred to a specialist like a physiotherapist, then we refer you to them. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you said 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're in September, and so if you haven't really started for training for the marathon by now, is it too late?
No, it's not too late, because let me tell you, walking, this marathon is not necessarily that you're going to go show up and run. Some people don't have the capacity to run at the moment, but some can walk. And again, there are different distances. So 100% what I'm going to do is to prepare you mentally to show up for the marathon. I'll prepare you mentally, so that when you show up in the marathon, you are confident on yourself. And it's never too late. Yeah, it's never too late to sign up for the marathon.
So looking at the broader community, what lessons have you learned from the role that the marathon, Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon, plays in impacting the community engagement, the fitness, before and after?
What I've seen with the rural community, the marathon has really helped us. You see, let me assume I'm a first timer. When you go there and there's a lot of interaction with different people, that is one. And then you all start challenging yourself during the marathon. So the win is that everyone has been brought here with one cause, to move your body. So the impact that it has put before the marathon is you are fit. You become fit, or you become intentionally prepared for the marathon. So the fitness journey is already a win for you, and the health journey is already a win for you, because when you're fit, you're in good health, or healthy and you're healthy. You're in good health and you're fit. So, and the broader community, when you say what's the win with the after the marathon, is that we'll see people intentionally going to continuing doing the walks. They will be repeat runners. They will maybe start going to the gym, because it's a win. Actually, I usually say, like, it turns out to be a little bit addictive to keep fitness. When you keep fit, you start having good problems, being addicted to good things.
Yeah.
Like,
that's interesting because Joyce, you, I mean, yes, you know, head of brand and corporate, but at the same time, you mentioned that you ran.
Yes.
You ran in a couple of marathons already. So is that true that now it kind of sticks? It becomes part of you. You want to keep fit, even if the marathon is a year away. You want to keep. It becomes a lifestyle.
It becomes a way of life, and I can just demonstrate. So, I mean, before I even enrolled in Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon, you know, I had no clue, like, okay, probably I need to have a formula, and the formula is running 4 days a week, and you run between 45 to about 75 minutes. It's about time as opposed to distance. And before that, I just used to do, I'll do 2, I'll do 5, you know. But now I have a proper structure. I know, for example, Friday is supposed to be hill work, because if I don't do hill work training, when I go to the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon, there's a slope, and I'll be in so much pain if I have not trained for it. Tomorrow, which is Saturday, it's a weekend, you do a long run, which is approximately 120 minutes. So you see, all these lessons I have learned through Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon, just training myself and being able to do it. Now, even after the marathon, I still continue. I reduce the time I'll run, but I make sure that 4 days a week I'll be out there running. And sometimes I'm lazy, I'll walk, which is perfectly okay. For me, the most important thing is by doing exercise, it improves my mental well-being, and it just makes me a better person, and I'm sharper and more alert. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, how do you feel knowing that because of this marathon and all these things, people are getting ready, people are training, people are running 120 minutes on a Saturday morning, and look at all these, different things that are happening for people to come together. How do you feel that because of that, it has impacted a business that you've then been able to work on, has birthed a business that you've been able to work on and can impact other people?
Yes, it feels very great. It feels like it's Kenyans doing everything they can to support Kenyans, because they also know there's an agenda to empower other business by them coming for the marathon. So for me, it feels like it's Kenyans who have put their all to be able to come for the marathon, support other businesses. And for me, especially in business, it gives me that strength that even when I want to give up, I remember that Kenyans have given everything they can to come for this marathon and support me and other businesses. So that's like very empowering for me. I feel supported. I feel like I have all the tools, and Kenyans are really rooting for me to win. So that makes a big difference for me, and I'm sure for the other women that are beneficiary, because they know we don't want to let Kenyans down. Kenyans have given you all the tools. So for us, it gives us that power to continue making more impact. Even my fellow cohort members, all of them, we have one thing in common. We are all having impactful businesses that are also giving back to other Kenyans. For example, for me, Kenyans are able to give me through like the support they offer, we support we get from women in tech, and through that support that I'm able to empower. So I also feel that responsibility that I have to use this support that I've gotten to be able to empower other Kenyans. So it's very powerful, and I think even for other women who are part of my cohort, that we are constantly in communication. It's something that keeps them going and a constant motivator. Yeah.
So maybe let me ask that cuts across. Now that you are a beneficiary and a direct beneficiary, you understand that every year there is this marathon, and your business, it being that it has benefited. Do you, at a personal level, feel the need to every year maybe set some finances aside from your business to just ensure that maybe some of your employees, maybe some of your mamafuas who cannot afford to pay, do you feel like you need to also give back to society? And also, again, in terms of the fitness, do you take it as a challenge and maybe feel like this is my time to also go give to another Kenyan the same way that I've been given, the same way that I would call you rotate the empowerment from me, the beneficiary, to another beneficiary, and then that beneficiary now the next time will be a beneficiary to the other one.
Yeah.
Does it go round?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because for me, the first time I went for the marathon, I was working for a corporate, and they wanted to empower us as employees, and that's how they paid for us, and we went for the marathon, and it was a very empowering moment. We were able to bond as employees. I even interacted with some employees that had not interacted in that place that I was working previous to Gwiji. So for me at Gwiji, I feel like I also need to give back. And one thing we normally do, the team from Gwiji, they normally come for the marathon. For example, last year we were displaying, but the team that was not part of the booth, they were also participating in the marathon. Some of them were in the 10 kilometers and 21 kilometers. But for me, even goes beyond the marathon. Anywhere I feel I can give back, for me, I'm very much open, because I know these are the initiatives that are helping businesses move forward and creating impact in the society. So for me, anything that involves giving back, I'm all about it. And for me, it's also deeper, because for me, I come from a very humble background. Like, I grew up in the slums, and that's why I do the work that I do. This is the work that my mother used to do to support me, and it was through this work and also other people supporting her that I was able to get an education. So for me, giving back means everything. And even me doing Gwiji is also giving back to my community, because I finished campus and I realized that nobody had come to save these women. And I knew people were sleeping hungry because their mothers are really putting themselves out there, but they're not getting work. So I felt like I also need to come back and do something for the community, and that's how I founded Gwiji.
Are you going to run in the marathon this year?
Yes, okay. Of course. Yeah.
What would be your message? I'm going to ask it to Betty and Joyce. What would be your message to folks who are preparing for the marathon this year? Actually, let's start with Betty. What would be your message to people who are preparing? I know one of the things people think we can, buy new shoes and wear them on the day of the marathon.
There's always a first time in showing up. When you show up, that's how we showing up for the marathon. But there's always a first time, and everyone has done mistakes in running. Me, being a professional, I've also been ignorant, and I've faced the consequences of being of not preparing well for a marathon. But the win in this is always not being a better person the next time, because for me, I've really won mentally, especially when it comes to running marathons, preparing for marathons and all that. But the message I always give people is that no matter what, when you show up for that marathon, trust me, it's going to change your life in one way or another. Physically, mentally, you've impacted someone else's life. Trust me, you're going to impact someone else's life, who is going to impact someone else's life. It's a chain. Yeah. Actually, for me as a runner, I'm a total beneficiary of my clients who really plugged me in many things, and that's where it has been a win for me. They plugged me in with a coach. They plugged me with a please sign up for this club. This club plugged me for with a race to do, and that's where I've gotten to where I am, and it is a win for me.
Yeah.
So showing up for the marathon is a win. It's a win.
It's a win.
Yeah.
Joyce?
My parting shot would be, I'd like to encourage everyone to show up. We are going to be 30,000 of us on 26th of October. It's going to be great fun. And every step that you'll be taking, you'll be improving someone's life. You'll be impacting someone's life. So show up and let's run further. Together we run further for the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon.
Remind us how we're registering for this, and up until when do folks get to register, and what do you register for?
All right. So log into nairobimarathon.com. Registration is currently open. We are currently at 17,000 registrations. We're going to close at 30,000. So I'm pretty sure it's going to close up pretty soon. Please register. I do not want anyone to be left behind. So register as soon as you can. Can sign up for 42, 21, 10 or 5 kilometers. There's going to be good fun. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So, and that's a question about the shoes because it's a big one. Why can't I? Yeah, the shoes is a question, Betty, because folks want. I want to look snazzy on the day. Should I not wear the new shoes that I bought on the day of the marathon?
No, it's good to practice on the shoes before because sometimes the shoes. It depends. You go to a shoe expert. We have one. We have one in Nairobi. They Run and Beyond. They advise on your shoe. There are people who are pronators. There are people who are spinators. So they advise you on
what?
The people who are flat feet. The people who are pronators. How they step.
Yes. Inward step, outward step kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah. So they do an analysis of your leg. They see the size of the shoe that you wear. You go to the next size. You always do a +1 size. Yes. Some people have small feet, thin feet. Some people have wide leg. Yeah, that's what matters.
So you should run in a shoe size larger than your normal shoe size.
That's correct.
Yes.
Probably half a size or one size up. And that's because your leg expands as you run. So you want to have room as you're running. Yeah. And as Betty said, just make sure whatever shoe you're running with on that particular day, make sure you train before with them.
Yeah, you train.
Yes. To avoid injuries.
Otherwise it will.
Yes.
Okay, so then I guess folks are preparing, getting ready for the marathon, and the impact. That it's not just the day. It's not just the last Sunday in October, but it's many days after that in terms of impact, obviously, from what we can see, and getting into a healthy lifestyle. That's the ecosystems that we started off with, that this marathon actually is breathing life into. Ladies, thank you so much for being here this morning. Joyce Kibe here, Betty Kariakim and Elizabeth Mwangi. So great to have you here and just talk about, it's not just a run, but it's actually going towards a lifestyle and impacting lives.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for making the situation part of your morning this entire week. It's always great to have those conversations. Jerry.
Yes.
Kahiga, you made it.
Yeah, thank you. So we appreciate the audience. We appreciate the many comments. We appreciate this kind of conversation, and hope to see you next Friday.
Definitely. Well, there's a conversation. Definitely. Thank you so much. And everybody have a wonderful weekend. We're getting to more conversations next week. Good morning.
This is The Situation Room, the only way to start your day.